So these are, I guess, perennial issues which I like to raise. One is there is a proposed law with retrospective effect that prevents you from franking dividends if it's funded from capital raising or issue of shares. So be careful of that, relevant to the company paying the dividend and relevant to the shareholder receiving that dividend. The second point there being share plans, very common for companies to use employee share schemes as a way to remunerate and incentivize their employees. Just note that the cost to create and amend share plans in the ATO view is non-deductible and capital in nature. However, it may be deductible over 5 years as a black hole expenses. Loss carryback ended in the 2023 income year. So if you have a loss in the 2023 income year, you can carry back to a previous year where you had paid tax and effectively claim a refund of the tax that you have paid in the prior year. So two other points here is more of a tax trap for you to be aware of is sometimes companies, especially when they apply hedge accounting, they might post realized gains or losses to the equity account. Now, because it does not hit the P&L, it potentially could be missed by by the people doing the tax calculations. So it's worth asking the treasury team or the finance team whether or not there are realized gains or equity not hitting the P&L. Similarly, there are income and payments of a revenue nature which might not always hit the P&L initially. So one example would be capitalized grants received. So the company might capitalize the grants and amortize that grant over a period of time. However, that grant could be accessible upfront or considered to be derived upfront, in which case you need to make a tax timing adjustments. Okay, there are other things like interest expense or property holding costs that might be capitalized. So it's worth checking for those as well, if relevant. The final point here is that we are hearing or seeing that the ATO are levying SGE penalties, and they are substantial, up to 700,000, nearly 700,000 for each and every late lodgement of a tax form. Each and every lodgement of activity statement, tax return, schedule, notification. So if you are late, it potentially triggers a SGE penalty. And the worst thing is that it's not even deductible. So for SGEs, you need to make sure that you have a good system and process to ensure that you lodge your tax forms on time.